Many people know me as someone who is pretty obsessed with doing self-improvement challenges. In the last 3 years, I've done reading 50 books in a year, learning a new language in 3 months, waking up at 5 a.m., or eating nothing but just water for 5 days. The reason why I'm doing all this is rooted in my lack of self-esteem and confidence in the past. I started multiple startups and all of them had failed, and each failure had taken a heavy toll on my self-confidence. So in a way to regain that self-confidence, I challenged myself to develop a habit or skills in areas that I wasn't comfortable with to prove to myself that if I put my 100% dedication, time and effort, I have the capability to overcome obstacles, achieve amazing feat, and finish what I started. And as I was doing all these challenges, I would post my commitment and my progress on social media. Initially, it was for 2 main reasons. One is for accountability. I understand the power of inducing social risks in what you're doing. If you tell your friends you're committed to do something, you're in a way giving a promise of an identity that you want to uphold. So once I have given that commitment, I have a kind of an image that I need to maintain, so that really keeps me going with my challenges. The second reason was for something really stupid and toxic, which was to gain external validation. So as I mentioned, I had a self-esteem issue. So every time I accomplish something amazing, I want to share with the world for people to know that I am great. In retrospect, this is a stupid and really toxic and unsustainable motivation. I do not recommend to use this as your driving force. But over time, as I share more of my progress, I get a lot of really humbling, kind, and uplifting comments about what I'm sharing is helping people and inspiring them to start their own challenges and to improve their lives, starting from reading more books, becoming a healthier person, just any of the small things that help them to become better. Each time I receive this comment, I have this warm, fuzzy feeling in my belly. So slowly the motivation has shifted from wanting people to keep me accountable and getting validation to being excited for the person I can become and the people and the lives that I can touch. But what I realize is what most people see is the results or the success of my challenge, but not so much the progress to get there. I like the analogy of an iceberg. What you see of an iceberg is only the tip of the full iceberg, which is only about 10% of the entire thing. What you don't see underneath the surface is the struggle, the self-doubt, the obstacles that people overcome to get to that tip of the iceberg. So it's similar to me. I went through all the spectrum of difficulties in going through all these challenges, and most people don't realize and see that. I want people to know that I'm not a Superman. I don't have unlimited amount of willpower. I don't have a sky roof level of self-discipline, and I'm just like most people. I have days where I don't want to get up from my bed. I have days where I will steal that last piece of cheesecake. I'll have days where I will stay in my bed and scroll through my social media for hours being unproductive. So it is normal to have these days because we're humans. The key is to not beat ourselves up, to reflect on our mistakes, to always figure out how we can improve by 1% every single day. So I really want people to see this full experience that I go through for each self-improvement challenge that I do, and that's the reason why I want to start a YouTube channel. I think by documenting the whole journey, people will have a better picture, a realistic expectation of what will come their way, and to know that it's possible, to know that it's not something that only certain people can do, that is any average person can do, as long as we're committed and we're introspective and we have a strong motivation to become a better person. Actually, the thought of starting a YouTube channel had crossed my mind multiple times, but I kept giving the idea a pass because stupid reason. I thought that, hey, there's so many YouTubers out there already, and as someone who always thinks of how can I stand out, be unique, and contribute in meaningful ways, I thought being a YouTuber is probably not the most impactful way I can contribute to the world. But I had a change in perspective recently when I developed this concept of the unique network of influence. I believe that each of us has a unique ways of influencing and making an impact in a way that no other people can replicate. The reason is this: each of us has a very unique set of friends and unique tie and bond to each person. So even though there's a very popular celebrity whom your friends follow, the influence that the celebrity has will not be as impactful as the influence you might have to your friends. So just to give you an illustration, if Dalai Lama is saying something groundbreaking and original, I might be inspired for a few days, but the idea will probably not sink in my head to the point where I apply it in the daily basis. But if my mom had like reiterated what Dalai Lama said to me, even though it's the same thing, because I had this strong tie with my mom, what my mom said would have a bigger weight and stronger weight to my life, my thinking, and my mindset compared to someone who is 10 times more famous and popular than her. And because of that, I believe that even though what I'm doing on YouTube is not groundbreaking, it's not new, because of my unique network of influence and my unique way of expressing myself, I can still be able to make a difference and impact in a meaningful way. The second reason why I'm starting a YouTube channel was because I stumbled upon a meditation challenge video by Nathaniel Drew. I went to his YouTube channel and my first impression was like, this guy is essentially me. He's doing all the self-improvement challenges, from learning a new language, doing a cold shower, trying all these habits that successful people do, and these are the things that I've been doing, just that he puts it in such a beautiful way. The way he tells the story, the way he puts the music, the way he explains the concepts and thinking behind the challenge. So I was really inspired to do something similar. Plus I found out he's 22. I'm competitive. And the last reason was I felt that I have not been in touch with my creative side. I consider myself as a pretty creative person by nature. I grew up wanting to be an actor. I loved to draw. I did graphic design. I love comedy. But I realized I haven't been in touch with this area of my life yet, so I just really want to rekindle this flame. So I noticed that YouTube is such a perfect melting pot for all this interests and things that bring pleasure and meaning to my life. One, my interest in human mind, self-development, self-growth. Two, my passion in acting, editing, anything creative. And three, this sense of meaning and purpose for being able to inspire meaningful change in people's lives. So for all those reasons, I've decided to start a 12 30-day challenges. It literally means what it says. I'll be doing 12 challenges in the span of the next 12 months, and each challenge will revolve around a topic that will help me improve my life quality. And because I believe in balance, I don't believe in focusing on one area in the expense of another area. Each challenge will be from different life aspects, from like health, finance, relationships, spirituality, mental health, and well-being. Whatever that challenge is, it will help me to improve my life in all different directions. And the one core theme that each challenge will share is the theme of persistence and resilience. I believe that resilience is a muscle. It is something that we get better at as we put ourselves in a situation that requires resilience, and it is a skill that is invaluable in life to overcome any obstacles to accomplish anything meaningful. So one thing that will probably make my videos quite different from the rest of the 30-day challenge videos on YouTube you come across is I'm quite a geek when it comes to data and technology. I'm pretty obsessed with tracking almost anything in my life. So I'll be using this Oura Ring, for example, to track my sleep quality. I've got this Muse headband to track my mental activity as I meditate. I've got this Spire Stone that will track my breathing to tell if I'm calm, if I'm focused, if I'm tense. I will also have this journal in a traditional, non-sophisticated way to just like jot down my mood and my thoughts as I go through these challenges. The point is, I will have this concrete and reliable source of data to draw a conclusion and lessons that I can share with you guys. I don't want to rely on our memories because they're not reliable source of information because of this thing called the peak and end theory, which says that when we try to recall a fact from our memory, it's not mostly accurate just because we're biased towards something that is on its peak, the time where we are the happiest, the most confident, the most embarrassed, the most excited, or when it's in the end, or what we call the recency bias, where we only remember things that is most recent. So because of all that, I'll be basing my conclusion and lessons on concrete factual data. On top of all that, I will have a few hypotheses that I wanted to prove before I start the challenge. If I'm trying this diet, I wanted to see if it can reduce my waistline or it can help boost my energy, and all this data that I will track on the technology and on the tools will help me validate that. And on top of all that, I'll be sharing my system, the approach to tackle each challenge, my framework, so you know step by step what is the strategy and technique that I use to increase my likelihood of success. To give you a sneak peek of the challenges I'll be doing in 2020, there's a Buddha diet, meditating for an hour every day, reading 10 books in a month, learning a new language, practicing random act of kindness, and many more. And if you do have any suggestions for a challenge that you want me to try, please do let me know. If any of these things speak to you, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I am committed to post one video each month for the challenge that I'll be doing for that month. And I'm just super excited for the growth that I will experience, the person I'll become by the end of the year, and I'm excited to share this journey to tell you the full picture of my experience, my struggle, my accomplishments, my excitement in the next 1 year. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to sharing my first challenge video with you guys in 2020. Have a great new year!